Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, gather around, for the Gong-gi gods have finally bestowed upon me the perfect set. But it ain't this one. Oh man, that was mean. But it's close. It is close. Not gonna lie. You know, depending on what you're into. But we'll get into that. First, I want to look at this little jewel-looking capsule case here. On the label, you will see that there is a logo on there. It looks like a K fused with a C. I believe this is the logo for a company called KoreaC or KoreaC. Not sure how it's supposed to be pronounced. I'm not sure much about anything with this company because I've tried Googling them. I've tried looking up the logo. I have found nothing, okay? Nothing pops up of use for me. All I get is links to Amazon stores and all these like tidbits and everything about the country of Korea, South Korea specifically, and their flags and all that, which is great. That's awesome, but that ain't what I'm looking for right now. I'm looking for more background information into this company because I'm assuming that this is like one of the main manufacturers of Gong-gi pieces, okay? Because I see this logo on a lot of different sets. Even sets that I have in my possession, this logo pops up. And it's crazy that I can't find anything about this company. That's important to me. You know, when I go see a movie, I like to know who the filmmaker is. I want to know who the director is. I want to know who the writer is, the producer, all that. When I play a video game, I want to know who the developer is because I want to get some type of like window into what I'm walking into. You know what I'm saying? And it's kind of weird that I go on Amazon and I'll see something like a Lineth Gong-gi set that looks like a KoreaC Gong-gi set, but then you like scroll down in the description and the manufacturer is a company called HBRG, you know, which is another logo that pops up on a lot of different sets. You know what I'm saying? It's just kind of weird how that all works. Maybe it's different overseas. Over here though, you know, when I see a Barbie doll, I know that the Barbie doll comes from Mattel. When I see a Monster High doll, I know that comes from Mattel, okay? And a Monster High doll looks similar to a Barbie doll, but there's very big differences. But I'm not gonna see a Barbie doll with the McFarlane Toys logo on it. So I don't know. That's just me, you know. Maybe I'm overreacting, but you know, I can't deny my nature of things and how I do stuff. Anyway, let's get into this. This shouldn't take long. You know why? Because if you've seen the very first video I've done on all this, well, the video that started my whole crusade into buying random Gong-gi sets and reviewing them for the internet, okay, you're probably looking at these pieces right now and you're probably thinking to yourself, those look very similar to the lounge set that you bought way back when. And you're right, they do look similar. There are some similarities, but this is another case where looks can be deceiving because although they are similar, there are very big differences. One of the differences is the KoreaC set comes as advertised, okay? What I saw in the picture that was shown to me is what was delivered to my doorstep. In that picture, there are 3 cases with 8 pieces inside of each one, okay? There's a pink case, there's a blue case, there's a clear case. Now, they do randomize the cases that are delivered to you. So the cases that I got were I got 2 pinks and 1 blue. But here's the thing. I'm not tripping over not getting a clear case, okay? You could have sent me 3 blue cases and I would have been just fine. Know why? Because those 3 sets of 8 were $12 for 24 pieces altogether. And here's an even crazier thing. I see this set on sale for $8 a lot. That is crazy, okay? Whereas Lounge, them mugs charged me $20 for one set of 5 pieces. One set of 5 pieces and they were all the same color. All right? Like seriously, that happened. It's a whole thing. If you don't know what I'm talking about, go watch the first video. I think it's called like Lounge Gong-gi review or something like that. It's a whole thing. Okay, we don't need to get into it in this one. Anyway, that was one of the huge differences between this set and the Lounge set. Another difference is that, like I said, the Lounge gave me 5 of the same color. This gave me 24 pieces all together. They're all multicolored. They come in blue, pink, and green. Now, they also are made out of that same material. It's not rubber. It's not gel. It's like let's go with soft plastic. They have that soft plastic cover, which I'm not the biggest fan of. It's very slippery for me, you know, but I can get through that. That's fine. But it's also infused with these little like glitter flakes in there, so it gives it a nice little like sheen to it. You know, I don't know. It's very pleasing to the eye looking at them. Okay, maybe they up the vibrancy on the picture, but for the most part, what's delivered to you, it matches what I saw in the picture. Like they are pleasing to the eye. You know, so you got that. They have that same octagon cog like design, but whereas the Lounge pieces, I didn't like the size of those. They were like really small in my hands. Like playing with the Lounge pieces was like using chopsticks to pick up grains of rice, whereas like the KoreaC pieces, these are actually a nice size, and they're not that much bigger from the Lounge pieces, but they are just big enough to where they do feel comfortable in my hands. They got some heft to them, you know. They got the little lucky balls in there. Like they're nice. I like them. Okay. The only thing that the Lounge set has over the KoreaC set is that the Lounge set has a better case. That's about it. But I'm gonna tell you right now, as good as that case is, like, you know, as far as like portability, like fitting in your pocket and stuff like that, still ain't worth $20. You know. And by the way, I will say, ever since that video, I have seen that Lounge set go on sale a lot. It ain't $20 anymore. It's always on sale. I've seen it on sale for $15. I've seen it on sale for $12. I think the lowest I've seen it on sale is for $10. And here's the crazy part. That still ain't worth it, okay? Because once again, they're giving you one set of 5. They're still selling them in like 3 different colors separately. $10 for 5 pieces is not worth it. The case is great, but it ain't that damn great. Okay, so they need to get their shit together, but it has been going on sale, so you're welcome for whoever gets that at that price. But I'm gonna tell you right now, you should just go ahead and return it, because it's not worth it, honestly. Unless you just think like these KoreaC pieces, or even like the Lenneth ones that I did in the previous video. If you think that's too big, then sure, dude, go for the Lounge pieces. But honestly, I don't think that's a good deal. Okay, they really need to fix their whole situation over there. Anyway, we're on the KoreaC side. All right. I like this set. Overall, with all that said, you know, given the the material that I'm not the biggest fan of, but I work past it, still great. Really like the set. Overall, using the good old 5-point scale, I give it 3.5 stars. I love to give it 4 stars, but you know, the material, I can work past it. Not the hugest fan of it, but there's another gripe that like I would love to look past, but I can't. I mean, I can. I understand. I understand it. You know, given the nature of the game, you know, tossing, grabbing, catching, the fact that there's gonna be times where a piece slams onto the ground, the durability is questionable. All right. In fact, I think that's why they give you so much. You know, for such a good price, because even they know that, like, hey man, this shit is mass produced. You know, we're cranking these bad boys out on the conveyor belt. There's bound to be some defective ones. Okay. Here's the thing. Now, I recommend that you get this set if you like what you're seeing, if you like what you're hearing. But I'm gonna tell you this right now. If you're playing with this and you ever see that little cap on the bottom start to kind of like pop open, like if it looks like it's gonna pop open, do yourself a huge favor and stop whatever the hell you're doing and pop the cap back in. Okay, pop the cap back in, mark that one, put it in its own separate case, and get a new piece. Okay, trust me on this. You don't want these things to bust open on you, and there are gonna be some that bust open on you. All right, Get your mind out the gutter. We're being serious here, okay? I've had a couple of pieces bust on me. All right. Stop. I had a couple of pieces. I had a couple of the lucky balls spread out on the floor. These things spread out. And as I said back with the linen set that I did in the previous video, I feel like once these things burst and the balls get to scattering, you can collect as many as you want. I feel like the piece is never going to be the same weight wise, okay? And these are some hefty ass pieces, but I feel like it's never going to be the same. You're always going to be missing a few balls. Even till this day, like just randomly cleaning up around the house, I still find little luck balls just laying around. It is crazy, okay? And once again, given the nature of the game, it's bound to happen, so I don't want to fault them too much, but it is something that needs to be said. It is something that needs to be put out there. All right, pay attention to all those reviews that say, yeah, I was playing a couple times and the shit just bust out. It's like, it's crazy. It happens. All right. It mainly happens around that 4th and 5th stage. The 4th stage when you slam them down, and that 5th stage when you're trying to flat catch all 5 of them, and you always got that one random freaking piece that just shoots out and jettisons into a wall or the floor, and it just busts open. And there's just little balls everywhere, okay? So that's my tip for you with these, is that if you ever see a cap getting ready to pop off, just stop what you're doing. But anyway, other than that, I think this set is great. This is one of the best sets that I've gotten, okay? There are some gripes that I can look past, but really good set to get, start out with. Enough to share, enough for backups. It's great. You want to hear something crazy? When I first got this set, there was no Prime shipping. All right. I had ordered it probably like early January, and it wasn't going to be delivered to me until like late January, early February. So I had to wait like a month to get this set delivered to me. In the middle of waiting, I probably had like a week left before these were going to be delivered. They finally put 2-day shipping on there. And I'm like, oh snap. They done added the Prime logo on there. And I'm thinking they're gonna like update my my order. I'm thinking they're gonna like, hey man, like remember how you had like a week left before this was delivered to you? Like, we changed it. It's gonna come tomorrow. We got Prime shipping now. Okay. They didn't do that. They were still just like, nah, this is still coming a week from now, right? I was so geeked about the 2-day shipping that I ordered another set. So now I got 6 sets of 8 pieces, okay? That's how much I like this set. You know how much I like this set? They got another set where instead of the little capsule case, it comes in like a little box with a fancy top on it. And they give you 2 of them. And in each box, there's 12 pieces. That was on sale for $8. I bought that one. So I'm stacked up, dude. A lot of praise going on for this set. You know, after I made that little dig where I was just like, this ain't the perfect set though. It's not. Like I said, it's close, but it's not. I feel like if you like this material, it's probably the perfect set for you. For me, it's not. I have the perfect set though.